started.
Okay. Does Brosbird 1208? Okay, plays e4. And I've played e5, but not for a while. Let's try that again. e4, e5. Old favorites. He plays the whatever that is called. Okay, so I moved his queen. I think I want to play d6 here to stop the pawn from expanding, and then develop my other knight. He plays that move. I suppose I could move my knight again and threaten his queen, although I wouldn't really think of doing that. No, mostly I'm just going to put my pieces out, see where he goes. He might be trying to castle queenside. Yeah, it looks like queenside castling, kingside pawn storm, and I think I'll allow that. I'm thinking of playing knight to e5 here, and then maybe start expanding on the queen side. So he stops that. Can I get in knight to Maybe I advance the pawn. If I play d5 and he takes and I take, kind of opens up. He would probably push the pawn instead. His king is still in the center, and then I would have to find a home for this knight. But the knight could come to d2, and gives me a little bit of a stake in the center. Still want to find a way to move this knight. Maybe knight to b4 is good. Harassing his bishop a little bit. I guess if he pushes on to e5, I can push on to d4 and fork the queen and the knight. He moves the queen, I take the knight, he takes the knight, I take back. He takes the pawn. Might be okay. Material would be even. His king would still be in the center. Okay, let's try and look at all the pieces. He still needs to develop this knight and get his rooks in the game, and yeah, okay, so he just took. My idea was to take back with the knight and maybe put a rook on the e-file. Try and take advantage of the lineup of pieces here on the e-file. And the bishop here is also attacking the g2 square, the pawn there. And I can put the bishop on f3 and then rook to e8, bishop to f6 and rook to e8. Looks like an idea. Okay, he tries to harass my bishop, and he's going to let me take this pawn. This will open up a file on the king side, and but it will also force. Is it going to actually trap my bishop? Say I play the bishop here, and then he attacks it with the rook, and I can develop the other bishop with check. And what's he got to block the check with? Not a whole lot. The king moves and I can get a rook in the game. All right, looks good to me.
Check.
The king can't escape this way. I guess the king can escape onto the light squares here, but then I can immediately harass the queen at least. Maybe pick up one of these bishops that are sitting here somewhat loose. If the queen is chased away, that bishop would be loose. So where does the queen go? And don't have any other moves like a check here. I guess that's not a move. Harass the queen. So the queen can't go to these squares. That square is out. This line is out. That line is out. This line is out. This square is out. So it leaves this square over here. Is this the only move for the queen? Or he could block. That's right, he could block. And, well, if he blocks with the bishop, then I can take. So, looks like it's pretty good for me here. Yeah, he found that square, so... I think it's best if I just grab this bishop and let him have the other bishop. And actually I'm threatening mate, because the rook to here is check, it's supported by this bishop, and this bishop is pinned. So, and the king has no flight squares, so I'm threatening mate in one right now. And there, this will be a short game. I'm going to save this one anyway and do a short analysis afterwards. Hope you guys enjoyed that, and that makes up for the short disasters I suffered earlier. See you next time. Bye.